Hello once again, friends. So this is a catch-up video, a free comic book day a few years ago, back in 2021. It's a little out of time, of course, but this is mostly going to be stuff that I would recommend that all has like art and writing that I think is of a good caliber. Because it wasn't really bargain bins, not really taking chances. For the most part, it was like stuff that I was like, knew that would be good or had like an educated chance taking on. So let's go. It's about a short box here. Um, Tried to hit up just about every store that I could in the city. First stop was Galaxy Comics, kind of on the north side of town, north central. Just kind of dug through their stuff. Got this Evil Ernie ash can, some classic stuff here. Another Evil Ernie ash can, Straight to Hell. I think this is the second series. Some of the Punishers that I was missing. Punisher number 15, number 21, 28, 30. And yeah, we're going to stop once in a while, of course, to showcase their interiors once in a while. Oh, Cross 3D. This is always a good jumping on point, I think, for Cross. This was actually the first, not this copy, but this was one of the first Crossed stories that I read and liked and started to see the potential. So I can always recommend this one. This is like a second copy. I will say though that you kind of want to I don't know if it's almost a joke. So these are the 3D glasses inside, but the perforation isn't very, it's not perforated very well. So if you were to try to rip these out or just push them out, you'd have a problem. So you actually need like a cutting utensil, I would say. And I don't know if they like kind of, maybe that's like part of the joke, is that you have to like use a little bit of violence to get these out. But yeah, maybe not. Maybe it was just perforated a little bit poorly. Oh yeah, and it was Free Comic Book Day 2021. So you were allowed one free comic and at this Galaxy, and this is the one that I chose, Red Room by Ed Piskor. So this is the first video since the untimely passing, the sad passing of Ed Piskor, and I will remark on that somewhat. I'm sure everybody is familiar with people's different opinions and takes and stuff. There isn't much more that could be said except that I will definitely miss this creator. His life was cut too short, and both for his comic creations and his YouTube channel, which was a staple, really influential and very appreciated, really enriched my love for the medium, helped rejuvenate it, and at times of like, it kind of like awoke that old feeling a lot for a lot of people. And yeah, that there will be a hole left behind that won't be filled, unfortunately. So, and as far as any opinions, I guess if it was, Stone Cold would say in the world of wrestling, DTA, don't trust any damn body. But yeah, I'll be remarking a little bit more because having gone through this box before recording, I realized there was quite a few things in here that were brought to my attention and under the recommendation of that channel or by Ed Piskor. That helped, yeah, enrich my love for this medium, and was shown and recommended a lot of things that I hadn't known about before that. Second stop was a book fair downtown. I forget what their sale was. It wasn't like anything too crazy though, so I didn't go very wild there. I got this copy of Aliens Rogue that I was missing. This is one of the Alien stories that I enjoy the most, probably, by Ian Edgington. I have also mentioned elsewhere maybe that Ian Edgington, he probably wrote the best Alien versus Predator story that I've read anyway, that being Alien versus Predator Eternal, which is, what can I say about it? It's really, like, perfect, man. Like, as far as, like, testosterone, sci-fi, horror, action. Basically, there's a guy who's like exiled from his tribe for like selling poison to them as snake oil. It takes place in like primitive time. It starts, but he finds like a predator corpse that crashed, and or a predator that's dying. Maybe I kind of forget, and he like eats the heart, and then it makes him immortal. So that's kind of like part of the aspects of what you want in like a predator story. There's like machismo in that, and like a primitive animal sci-fi element there. So that he's good, man. Ian Edgington's pretty good. Just watched an interview with him actually. Aliens #1 from Dark Horse by John Arcudi. John Arcudi is a pretty nice writer a lot of the time, so try this out. Then I hit up the bargain bins there at Book Fair and got this copy of Cremator from Chaos Comics. And yeah, I haven't read it since like 2021, but I did like that it is kind of that like that meat-headed kind of heavy metal horror action stuff that you want in like a good dumb kind of comic, man. Cremator. I didn't mind reading this enough that I've kept it this long, so maybe I'll look for more stuff by these guys or something. Yeah, these bargain bins had a lot of stuff that probably has been sitting there for a long time. Hard Looks, the anthology series of crime short stories by Andrew Vachss. He was an ex-prosecutor in child abuse cases who also writes noir kind of crime stories. I would say that his novels are probably better than the comics of Hard Looks, but Cross is actually a good series of his. That's the one with the Jeff Darrow covers. There is some Jeff Darrow in these as well. This is #8. These are pretty decent. They are a little bit like more on the cheesy spectrum or the shock spectrum of his writing, but still pretty good. Kamui #1. As I said, this is as I said was going to happen. This is one that was brought to my attention from Cartoonist Kayfabe as being good, because I never knew what this was, but it reads a lot like, I would say, Lone Wolf and Cub. This is the closest thing I could compare it to. Kamui #3. These were cool to find in like, I think it was like 50-cent bin or 75-cent bin. #4. Decided to try out this Lone Ranger in Tonto by Joe R. Lansdale and Timothy Truman. And I was like pleasantly surprised, because this is one of the first times that I had tried Joe R. Lansdale's writing in like some years. And it's kind of like more general audience, or maybe PG. It still has horror and supernatural aspects. And, you know, Old West. It's pretty great, though. And I was a bit scared of, like, the Lone Ranger. What kind of cheesiness is this? But they're actually pretty badass dudes, man. Or they don't take no shit anyway. Even though they're good, like, if this was D&D or something, they'd be, like, chaotic good. And usually you think of moral characters as being, like, wussies or something. Here he is. He gets off train, and a governor is trying to take the opportunity to use it as a publicity, like a press conference, as if Lone Ranger is his friend and stuff. Kind of ambushes him and uses it as presents it as if Lone Ranger is a big friend and stuff. Lone Ranger doesn't want to. He's kind of like put off or taken aback. So there's nothing that he can really do. I think he gets his little digs in, though, to let the crowd know that this guy's full of shit. Then they, aside, he's like, "How dare you embarrass me in front of those people?" Lone Ranger's like, "You better watch your mouth, pal. Fucking, they'll fuck you up." Then Tonto bashes his henchman's mouth on the seat of a train seat here. And you see him sweating. And he's like, "Yeah, just because you're a famous governor or something, don't think we won't kick your ass, but..." It's good stuff, man. He's like, "Do you realize what you said and did here?" And he's like, "Yeah, we threatened you, we pushed you around, we beat up your henchmen. That's right, we'll do more if you don't watch it." So it's pretty good. The Joe R. Lansdale writing, I think it does well kind of constrained by the PG atmosphere, or the PG bounds, that it's kind of like there's not really any fat. It's really cut. Like that limitation, he can do a lot within that. And it's pretty awesome, man. So I've been piecing this series together since then. I really enjoyed this. Let's see this guys, man. Yeah, again, another one under the recommendation of Cartoonist for Kayfabe. This is the first copy of Rune that I got, actually. It's Rune issue number 4. And yeah, having tried it, under their recommendation, I did see that the art and writing are awesome. Really enjoyable. And there's another one that I've been piecing together ever since back then. Since years back. Continuing. Yeah, and it just don't stop. The third stop was Comic Factory 4. Rest in peace to that store. It was a great store. I'll be doing kind of a tribute video, because I have like 2 or 3 boxes of stuff I got just from there in recent years. But unfortunately they closed their doors maybe a year or 2 ago. But yeah, here, again, this is another series that I found out about from Cartoonist Kayfabe. But, this is one that I should have known about, because it's like right up my alley. Just horror, violence and stuff, just fun. But yeah, Faust, Tim Vigil, and David Quinn, I think is his name. Yeah, and he was doing I think it was every back issue, or I think everything was like 50% off. So yeah, pretty awesome find. I think this is this the first printing, actually, if it's the $2 cover price. Some of the later Faust, The Wrath, number 0. Now let's showcase some art here. That's awesome. Can we look at the other page? Yeah, Faust. Faust 777, The Wrath, number 2. 777, The Wrath, number 4. Sing His Talons, number 1. I haven't really seen these around ever before. Sing His Talons, number 2. Shaolin Cowboy Who'll Stop the Rain, number 1. Oh yeah, hitting some stuff from his 50-cent bin there. Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, number 1. Got this big fold in the corner, but it's a great series anyway. Excalibur, number 3. I think I have to adjust this light to make the focus better. Maybe that'll be better now. Magnus the Robot Fighter and Nexus, number 1. Punisher, number 40. Number 50. Number 51. Let's see, I had this out of the bag. Maybe that means I should flip through it a little bit. Sometimes that's code for myself later that I show it in the video. Number 51. Number 52. Number 53. 54. 55. 60. Who knows if I'll be keeping these. I kind of decided that, well, it's one of those things where I'm on the fence of, there are so many good Mike Baron Punishers, but there are some that are not so good. That's do you keep the whole series or ditch the ones that you don't want? I think I'll only keep the ones that I like, but there's a lot here that I haven't read yet, so we'll see. Number 61. I heard there's somewhere Punisher becomes black for a little while. Maybe that's that, because otherwise you don't really see Punisher on here, do you? Punisher War Journal number 26. Maybe that was even educated to me by Cartoonist Kayfabe, maybe. War Journal number 28. War Zone number 2. Some JRJR. Let's focus here. Is focus okay? Classic X-Men number 4. Number 5. Number 11. Yeah, this is like before I completed them, I guess. So this is like second or third copies back then. It's alright. Like 25-cent bin or something at this point. Number 15. Number 18. This one's a little more, because it's Barry Windsor Smith, number 205. Damn, this was probably showcased to me too on there. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I'll give respect where respect is due. It's timely. Just this crazy Barry Windsor Smith art inside. It's the snow, where it's like snowing. Yep. Number 237. Piecing together all that X-Men. And lastly, from there, he had a half off on his comic sets too. So I think this was only like $7 or something for the full set of Crossed 100. Or, sorry, that would be like chapter 1 basically, issues 1 to 6 of Crossed 100, Alan Moore, and Gabriel Andrade. Next up, I hit up, oh yeah, that Crossed 100, of course, great read, as far as like horror goes. Next up, I hit up Red River Books, and I had brought like kind of a backpack full of stuff that I wanted to trade away, rather than like spending a ton of money. It's like a good place to trade stuff. And yeah, when trading things, I usually aim for quality, because you're gonna have a hard time trading that stuff that you traded for. If it comes down to it, not really taking chances. This was a cool find. 1963, 2 issues, signed by Rick Veitch and Steve Bissette and John Totelben. Just traded for this, man. This was like, it didn't really cost anything. Pretty cool. Exo Manowar, number 47. Just putting together that Bart Sears little run there. It's Andy Smith, though. Number 50. Number 52. An issue of Savage Sword of Conan, because it was a good price. Let's check it out inside. Some of that John Buscema and Ernie Chan finishes. The lively layouts of John Buscema with the ornate finishing of Ernie Chan is match made in heaven. I think these are about kind of like the only Conans I should really be getting that I really do like and enjoy. Like the old comics, I'm kind of like eh. And yeah, I don't know. These are kind of the ones I like. And like a lot of the Chuck Dixon ones in the Savage Sword are good too, it seems. Let's just check out a little bit more. Some nice figure work too. Nice lighting. Yeah, it's awesome. A copy of Eerie. This is Eerie number 9. This was $5 because it's really beat up, so that's a pretty cool find. I guess this has these 2 holes in the cover, but you know, you've got a lot of great writers and artists working in this old magazine. Here's some Steve Ditko. Kind of painted or ink wash. An issue of Multiple Warheads by Brandon Cram. Shout out to him for sticking up during that drama. Oh yeah, that Multiple Warheads is a one-shot, heavy Mobius influence. This issue of this graphic novel of Cable. Shout out to Liefeld too. For that Instagram eulogy that he put out was like really nice. You know, I don't want to keep going on and on about this, but you know, I'll say some words just out of respect. This has been sitting there, I guess, for like super long, man. Look at this thing. It looks old as hell. This must be from like 1991 or something. But yeah, you're gonna get your first appearance of Cable and maybe even Deadpool in here. Otherwise, these are issues that would cost, what, like $500 together or something? From Avatar Press, David Lapham and Gurman Nobile. Sorry, I don't know how to say that name. But Caligula. So this, of course, is the famous or infamous Roman Roman emperor, known as one of the worst tyrants or despots in all of history. One of the worst, like, megalomaniacs. Fully, like, corrupt and insane, sexual deviant and stuff, and like humiliating violence and shit like that. That is, it's like legendary. But yeah, this is crazy to read, man. David Lapham can like out shock value a lot of people. Like, his stuff on Crossed is some of the most like evil and depraved and like stomach turning, and like sometimes I can't even like handle it, man. I'm like, I can't keep these. They're too gross to keep for as far as some of his Crossed runs. But Caligula is probably, it's like, it makes Cross seem tame. I'll have to revisit these because I remember like when I read them before, I'm like, ugh, this is like demonic, pure evil. So that's volume 1. Volume 2. Crossed Wish You Were Here, volume 1. Shout out to the channel Nerd Scum, who was kind of educating me on some of the best Crossed series that he would recommend back when I was like first reading these and stuff. Yeah, and he's pretty much right. I don't know if I'd rank them all in the same order and stuff, but yeah, he knows a lot of like the best Cross stuff, having read them all. This is volume 1 of Wish You Were Here. Volume 3. Volume 4. Ferals by Gabriel, Andrade, and David Lapham. This, I'd say, is one of the best werewolf stories out of any medium that I'm familiar with. I mean, what do you got? You got like American Werewolf in London, Wolf in, what else would you say? Wolf by Jack Nicholson's pretty good. I heard Werewolf of London is supposed to be very good. I'm forgetting one, but yeah, this is awesome. So basically there's like these kind of, what would you call them? Like villages of werewolf people living outside of society. And they're like Norwegian. One of the women escapes, or yeah, she like decides she wants to leave, and just leaves a wake of sex and violence in her wake. Sorry. And this guy, is he a cop or an ex-cop? Has an interaction with her, and yeah, basically he's bitten, turned into one, and he just has like crazy dreams and nightmares about like super violence and sex with her, even though she's in his dreams she's still alive and she's like guiding him. It's pretty awesome, man. Volume 1, it doesn't really take off, but in Volume 2, that's when shit like starts to really get good. So the FBI, or I think it's the FBI, find out about what happened to him because they're trying to track that chick, and they tell him to try and like infiltrate the village that she escaped from. They got a long plan on how to do it. They've got an FBI agent to assign to pretend to be his wife. And on the way into town, he's like, let me just stop in here and get a drink or something. Let's read this little scene here. Excuse me, hi, where We're looking for Deer Pines cabins. I rented one for the wife and I. Gonna spend a few weeks hunting. Heard y'all got some 8 and 10 point buck up here. Down where I'm from, biggest I got was 4-pointer. I had the spot right over the fireplace. I set him out and the goddamn wolves drug the damn thing off. Hook me up with a beer. So now I got a half dozen goddamn wolf heads on the hall of my den. There ain't no wolf hunting up these parts. They're endangered. Look, hun, we should really get up to the cabin and set before dark. Shut your fucking mouth! Shit! Barkeep, top me off here. Honey, I think. Go wait in the goddamn car, dear. I'm gonna have a beer with my new pals here. Name is Sven Halverson, and my friends call me Sig. So, what are you drinking, Sig? You're not my friend. So what do I call you then, asshole? Mister, you have no idea who you're dealing with. He just fucking elbows him in the chin super hard. Oh yeah, because he has like this super strength kind of from, being a werewolf. But I have a better idea than you. Asshole. He's beating the shit out of him. Asshole. Cunt. Shit, motherfucker. Yeah, just bites like a chunk out of his neck. You'll be alright, asshole. You know it and I know it. But don't fuck with me again or I'll have your goddamn head in my den. So he's basically letting these werewolves know that he's one too. What did you say your name was? Sven. I'll be at Deer Pines all fucking summer. Motherfucker. Goddamn motherfucker. So, sorry about my voice acting there, just kind of like off the cuff. But this is like a really good werewolf story because it's really like, what you want is like high tea, like the animal aspect within the bestial kind of coming out and like basking in that, or like it's good, man. It's good. So that's volume 2, and it just gets crazier as time goes on. Volume 3, I don't know if there ever was a volume 4, but that's what they need because it kind of ends on like everything just escalates. It just keeps escalating and escalating in this story. It's great, man. Some really good vampire werewolf fiction. Got a copy of Hellboy, Universe Essentials. Just always good to get some Hellboy, some classics in here. I think it's got a bunch of some of the most iconic short stories. Yeah, you got The Corpse, Christmas Underground, The Chained Coffin. Some of these I haven't read, but I do recognize the... there's a lot of catching up I have to do. I kind of stopped reading Hellboy a lot on, like, I want to say after, like, Conqueror Worm and a lot of the other anthologies. So I'm out to... Like, I've read some stuff here and there that I liked or didn't like. But, yeah, trying to catch up. X-Men, Milestones, The Dark Phoenix Saga, trade paperback, and the follow-up, Days of Future Past. Here's a weird one. You're not going to find stuff like this too often, right? Especially for, like, these are always super expensive, but they're often fun to read, these reprints of, like, 1940s stuff. Especially when it comes to Submariner or Human Torch. That's something I've always got my eyes out for. Unfortunately, though, Submariner Comics numbers 5 to 8. This is during World War II. So it's pretty much anti-Japan, like, war propaganda. Which I have no problem with, like, political correctness or anything. It's just really not anything I'm, like, interested in. It doesn't offend me, but it's just, like, not the reason I'm reading Submariner. It is kind of cool for the novelty of it, but I've kind of decided I'm not really keeping things for novelty or historical archival value or anything. I'm not trying to be like a historian necessarily or anything, just I want to like the I want to read Little Submariner and Human Torch, man. But like, maybe it gets old. I haven't like read too much of these. I've just flipped through a little bit. I think maybe it gets to be straightforward stories after. That's what we want. Yeah. We'll have to see, cause I'm so down for like reading Old Submariner and Human Torch. Never thought I would be until I actually tried it. Um, so yeah, when you trade stuff in Red River Books, usually they want. I traded like old comic books and like some trade paperbacks, so usually they want you to trade towards that. But I guess I have like kind of a good history there, so I'm able to kind of swing a couple of DVDs and regular books in there. This is a Philip K. Dick Reader collection of short stories. Philip K. Dick, you know, dude's one of the goats. DVD hard case set of Appleseed Ex Machina. Massimo Nishirao, of course, creator of Ghost in the Shell. This is based on his work before then, and yeah, number one was great, and some of the best like computer graphics animation, at least of the time, or that I remember ever seeing. So this is a sequel. I've never seen it. Looking forward to it. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, Solid State Society. I think I might have talked about this previously. It's really one of the best sci-fi speculative fiction series I know of. Like I grew up like watching Star Trek, like original series and Next Generation and stuff, and really good sci-fi. It gets you to kind of question ethics or philosophical questions. They don't like bat you over the head with any kind of morality or black and white lack of nuance, but or morality. This is like that. It's really good. The Ghost in the Shell standalone complex series, and Solid State Society is very moving, very like, oh man, it'll like hit you in the feels, man. But also like great action and stuff like that. Can't recommend standalone complex more higher. I'm really looking forward to the new series. Is it 2047 or 2049 or something? But yeah, I love those guys. Ramones, Raw. This is like, what does it say here? I can't read through the phone screen because the autofocus sucks. Climb in a van, buckle yourself up, belt, and hang on tight because we're about to experience life on the road with the founding fathers of punk rock, the Ramones. The band started all stars in this all-encompassing video, scrapping over 5 hours of rare material, spanning the Ramones' history. Yeah, we'll do that. Hell yeah, dude. This is one like I would like to watch with friends or something. Robert Anton Wilson, maybe Logic. I grew up reading like everything this guy put out. So I think I've seen this before. I think I like download off the net back in the day even. But yeah, kind of cool to find a Robert Anton Wilson DVD. Maybe he's an MK Ultra asset or handler, Who even knows, dude? Maybe it's just part of the initiation into Babylon Mystery School. Continuing. Okay, the last stop for me was Mighty Comics down on the like east side of town. Kind of getting close to where you'll start to see like deer and foxes running around and stuff. Um, the trade paperback that I was missing of Crossed, Wish You Were Here, Volume 2. So I splurged. This was new, but I think it was like 10% off the American cover price and no tax or something like that. Pretty cool. Another copy of Red Room, Free Comic Book Day edition by late critic Piskor. Lodger by David and Maria Lapham. This is absolutely fantastic, man. This is one of the best like pieces of crime writing or even comic writing that I've ever read. It's fucking great. This little girl, she's looking for. It's years later. There was like a drifter who seems like a really nice, sensitive, loving guy, and he just pretty much murders or causes havoc in every town that he passes through. Killed her mother, tried to have like an affair with her, at the same time and framed the father for it. And yeah, then he has this like travel blog that's really popular in touching underground that people are always a huge fan of. It's really heartfelt shit. It's not pap, but it is kind of like insightful and like heartwarming or even heart-wrenching when you read it. But then to know that he's actually like murdering these people behind the scenes, it adds like a twist. It's great, man. It is fucking really great. I even like lent this story. Here's a little bit of it here. To the one I left all those years ago. On the unlikely chance that the one I left behind ever sees this blog, I would tell her this. I wish you nothing but good luck and the very best. I hope you pursue your passion with all that I know you have inside you. And ultimately, I hope you find everything you're looking for, even if it's not what you set out to find. Because it's the journey that counts. The journey is life. And we are all travelers. It's like always this kind of shit. It's so good, man. Yeah, she's like reading this shit. And she like really wants to kill him so bad. It's so good, man. Let's show off a little more. Here he is, like, I guess he's like, has, in one place he's got like a gay relationship with a drug addict. And he told them that they're gonna like OD together. Of course, he's only injecting him though. Let's see, what did he read? I just received the heartbreaking news that Jackson had died from a heroin overdose. Meanwhile, it's like we're typing this while the guy's dying beside him. He just made him OD. I don't know why he chose not to go home to the people who loved him. The funeral is this week, so hopefully I'll learn more. But tonight, I splurge on a bottle of whiskey, and I'm just going to fucking sit here and think about Jackson, the bright, intelligent spirit I knew, and not of what he became. Say a prayer for Jackson tonight, will you? These fucking vlogs, dude. Yeah, and funnily enough, the trade paperback of Lodger 2019 has an intro by Ed Piskor, so Piskor's coming up a little bit in this video. Yeah, but this is a great story. I think, yeah, I lent it to my friend. We each read it like 3 or 4 times, because there's so many layers to this. And yeah, it's really good, man. So he had a set of old Pirate Corps. This whole set here of issues 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and a special. It's pretty cool shit. Terminator secondary objectives. Some Paul Glacy. Set of 1 to 4 for like $4. I, Wolverine 2020. When I saw this, I was stoked, because it's Larry Hama with LCD and Albert again. And look at this art. It looks fucking sick, doesn't it? Come on, focus. Yeah, man. But I was like pretty fucking saddened. The art inside is not the same at all. And I don't want to like talk shit on her so much, but it's so phoned in, it's so half-assed, and it's such a goddamn shame. Like on the inside, I mean, I've actually thought like maybe it would be a good practice to try and like redraw this or something just for myself, to like try and get good, try to adapt it or something. But I know that's like a bit pompous. But man, yeah, it's a shame. On the interior, it's like mad weak, son. It's too bad, because I love these characters and Larry Hama. Rover Ray Charlie trade paperback. This might be one of my favorite things Garth Ennis has ever written that I've ever read, and I've read quite a lot. I've probably read maybe 75-80% of what he's done or something like that, I'd say. And like in preparation of this video, I was just flipping through this. I almost ended up reading this again, and like getting like laughing out loud and like or having my eyes well up. It's so fucking good. It's so like moving and scary and oh man, the humanity of these dogs. It's crazy shit, man. Let's just show a little bit because I don't think I've ever shown. Look at these dogs. He's like, what are you? No. No, no, you're hurting. You're hurting. This dog comes to save him. This is like a helper dog for a blind person, but it's like tied to the corpse, and the surroundings all are burning. Red gets the other dogs to try and chew the leash off. It's just full of like stuff like that, man. It's so, oh, it's so good, dude. It's basically like the crossed virus. All the humans are hurting themselves and each other. They're just like gone totally crazy, and they'll even hurt animals too. So the dogs band together, try to survive, figure out what to do. If you're a if you're an animal lover, I can't recommend this series more. The art's like amazing, and the dogs are such sweethearts, and like all the camaraderie and friendship and stuff. It's like, oh, it's so great, man. But it is like R-rated. It's not for kids. I think I have like a couple. I've amassed like a couple of copies of this because I'm like, I know I can like give it to a friend or a loved one if the right person. Got a couple of people in mind that I'm sure they would like really enjoy this. But yeah, this is great. If you like Garth Ennis or horror and animals, one of the best out there. Lastly, this was I think half American cover price. Alan Moore and Oscar Zarate's Small Killing. Never read this, but you know, for El Cheapo, I'll try it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll be coming with more videos in the future too. There's a lot more. I wanted to get this one out of the way though because, yeah, I won't ruin anything, but yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications and yada yada, because I don't upload every day, but I do love to hear from you guys in the comments and everything, so thank you for commenting if you do. It's always nice to hear from you, and we'll be seeing you in the comments or in the next video. Take care, guys. Peace.